Hey everybody, happy Friday, the 4th of June. This is the 2021 State of the Market by Brian Wayman with Century 21 Sheets. I wasn't able to get to this last week, so I was just busy last Friday, so I know you all missed that. Missing my smiling face on a Friday. But this is part 3 of a 4-part series I'm doing. I'm calling it State of the Market, and it's specifically geared towards people looking to buy and sell, looking to get into a new home and sell their existing home. So, originally I was encouraged or prompted to do this because I get a lot of questions about being a great market and so what and so forth, so not so forth, whatever the saying is. And so here we are. I'm giving my perspective, and I got to tell you, on these 10-minute videos, you got to remember that I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, and trying to give away too much information because I obviously want you to call me and set up an appointment. But you got to remember that these videos are made in from a general perspective, so a broad overview, and it's obviously each client is going to have their own specific needs and desires and what they want in their new home and what they're trying to accomplish. So each client I deal with and then I meet with, we're going to set specifics on what they're trying to accomplish. So keep in mind when you're watching this and the other videos as well. So last week I addressed the selling side. This week I'm looking to kind of give you a perspective I have on the buying side. So when it comes to selling and buying and the buying of a new home, in this market, I think what you have to do, or what I recommend, is that you be somewhat pliable in your wants, needs, and desires. So you're going to have a criteria of things that you have to have, and then you're going to have things you really want, and then you're going to have things that you would prefer, but maybe you're more flexible on those items. Now, the thing that you need to consider is, since you're getting probably a really good number for the selling of your home, you're going to have to go in with the understanding that you're probably going to pay a pretty good premium for the next home, especially if you're upgrading or moving up. So keeping that in mind, I think my philosophy is that pliable is a big term I keep thinking of, and it keeps coming to my forefront of my mind. And when I'm talking to buyers, is you need to be pliable. So you have the things that you have to have, like 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 3.5 baths, whatever that may be. So you have those have to have things, and you have the things you really want. Brian, I want a basement. I want a 3rd-car garage. I want a private backyard. I want, a guest suite on the main floor. Whatever those things are that you really want. What I would say, and the reason why I say pliable is because I think, and I would never detour anyone from getting into this marketplace. I think that you just need to sit down with a licensed professional, preferably me, and discuss, what it is you're trying to accomplish, and then you can determine based on a professional's opinion whether it's going to be an avenue you want to explore. So I guess long story short is, I feel like if you want many things in your home and there's a lot of desires you have for the new home, you might have to be a little flexible. So I'll give an example of my wife and I. We weren't planning on selling. We bought a spec home by Lennar. and it had a lot of things to offer, like a lot of things we don't have right now. And the one thing it didn't have was a basement. Or I guess I should say the one that we ended up buying didn't have a basement, but we did have the option to find one that did have a basement. We just weren't willing to pay that price. Um, so I was getting I was getting several things that I don't have right now that outweighed the loss of the basement. So I took all those things into factor. I'm the one that wanted the basement. My wife didn't really care about a basement. So I was I was getting so much more on the buy side and I was gaining so much that I was willing to overlook the basement. And I just dropped that out of um, my wants. We ended up buying a house. We're closing on our new house closing on our existing home on June 15th, and then we're buying the new home June 25th. So, um, and we got a good amount of post closing possession, which will make our move a lot smoother and easier on us. But I guess that's my point is if I really wanted that basement, I was going to have to spend 55, 60, maybe even more thousand on the next house, and I didn't want to spend more than I was already spending, so I decided that it was a move I wanted to make because I knew roughly what we could get for our house, and I knew what we could do with that money. It was a great time to move up, and that's what we decided. So I think that that's one of the things that you have to decide for you and your family is, I can cash out on my house and take advantage of this market and then buy something that really has a lot of things I don't have right now. Maybe it doesn't have everything, but you can make it your own and you can figure it out. Obviously, you can't dig out a basement and put a basement underneath a house already existing, but maybe there's other spaces that you can utilize in a way that you don't have now, or maybe you're getting that basement in the new house and you're losing something that you really wanted. So I think that's the key to me, anyways, is you weigh all those things that you could potentially get in the new home, and then you decide, does it make sense to go ahead and offer on that house? The other thing too that I wanted to talk about real quick is depending on where you're looking, you have a very competitive market when it comes to the amount of people putting offers in on homes. So one of the things I've been telling people is that you really can't make an offer on a home that's contingent on you selling, or even I don't have my house listed, Brian. I want to find the home first and then list my house, but that new house is going to be contingent on me selling my house. So that would be a first right contingency, and most people aren't going to want to work with that because you've got a lot of variables going on in your house. Yeah, it'll probably sell, and I can do a good job presenting it to the buyer's agent or the seller's agent on the house you're looking at, and I may be able to work that out. But if you're looking in Fishers and there's 15 offers on a house and you're first right contingent and you don't even have your house listed, do you think they're going to accept your offer? No. If you're in McCordsville, where I live right now, there's a couple houses that are sitting in my neighborhood. They've been sitting there for a little while. One's almost like 30 days. Is that an opportunity to maybe do that first right contingency? Absolutely. They would probably be willing to take a first right, especially if I can package it and sell it to them and say, hey, this is where my clients live. It's going to be an easy sell. This is the average sell for this price range in that neighborhood. We're ready to list. We're ready to get on the market. We'll have it sold and done with in 3 to 5 days or whatever. I can probably sell that. But if it's a 1 day on the market in Fishers, Carmel, Zionsville, Hamilton County, depending on the price point in Marion County, I'm probably not going to be able to pitch that to them. So, and they're not going to accept it because they have 10, 15, 8 other offers, and there's probably a good portion of those offers that aren't contingent. So again, each scenario is going to be different. So you really, really, really need to sit down with me or someone you like and trust and have them explain the process and see if what you're trying to do is reasonable, and that you can make it happen. But I would say, your offer is going to be strengthened if you don't have a contingency of, financing is a contingency, but that's fairly normal. You're going to lose out to cash offers every time if you're financing the house. But if you have a house to sell and that's going to be the contingency, it really would be best for the house to be pending or even closed, and you do a rent back scenario possibly for as many months as you can get, with an option to give a 30-day notice to be done. So say you get a 6-month rent back or something, and you find something in 2 months, and then you just go to the buyer that's buying your house and say, hey, we've got 1 more month out or 2 more months out, and then we're done. We're not going to take the full 6 months. We're going to just do 4. So, and that's why having someone, I've been doing this 16 years. I'm really good at doing that sell to buy, and making that as smooth on you as possible. So just keep that in mind and give me a call. Let's meet. Let's get a plan together. And then we may meet and you may be like, Brian, I'm not doing this. It's too stressful. It's too much. Or maybe after we speak, you love my game plan and you're like, let's go. So thank you for watching. Went a little bit over my 10-minute mark where I was trying to focus on. Again, I'm trying to get subscriptions. This link should be attached to my YouTube channel. I don't even think I have any subscribers, but if you subscribe, I'm going to put your name in a hat. If you like or comment, I'm going to put your name in a hat, and I'm going to draw at the end of this series, I'm going to draw a name and give them a $100 gift card to a local restaurant. So thank you for watching and have a great weekend.